Spider-Man Brand New Day is the newest MCU movie after an entire year. Can you believe that? It's been a year since the last MCU movie, which was Fantastic Four. For starters, I love the movie. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was spectacular. I really enjoyed this movie. We're going to start out with some negatives, then we're going to get to some positives, because there are definitely some negatives that I feel like some people are ignoring. The CGI in this movie, it's pretty rough, I can't lie. Like, specifically green screens, you can definitely tell in this movie where a lot of the green screens are. The villain with this movie. It's a bit odd to talk about the villain because I don't want to spoil anything. But they kind of do the opposite of what they do with Mysterio. Like, if you didn't know, Mysterio is a twist villain in Spider-Man Far From Home. I'm really not a big fan of that because we all knew he was going to be a villain if you're a big Spider-Man fan. There was really no surprise going into that. They do the exact opposite, where it's the villain of the movie is, without avoiding spoilers as much as possible, the villain of this movie is a hero. They kind of have a twist hero kind of thing going on. I'm not a big fan of it, honestly, but you know what? If you are, good for you. And speaking of the villain, they are definitely setting up something for Beyond Secret Wars with the villain of this movie. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else about the villain, but they're definitely setting up Phase 7 and beyond with the villain of this movie. The Hulk. I love the Hulk. Why is he only in one scene? There's one scene with Bruce Banner, and then a little bit later, there was just the Hulk fight scene, and that's really about it. He, unfortunately, really didn't do anything, like, plot-related. Like, it kind of... I don't know how to describe it without going into spoilers again, but the Hulk really was barely there. It's great to see him again, but he was barely in the movie, really, which is kind of unfortunate for me. There was one cameo in this movie that I'd like to talk about without going into spoilers, but this person, she was kind of just there and really didn't do anything, similar to the Hulk. Like, she talked to Spider-Man a little bit. That's really about it. Unfortunately, this cameo, it was nice to see, ties to another MCU movie, however, this movie, I feel like, took a lot of inspiration from said MCU movie, because the ending feels very, very similar to that MCU movie that I'm talking about right now. Which I personally like the ending. A lot of people didn't. I can see why. But I honestly enjoyed the messaging behind the ending. And, they definitely don't do it as good as they did in said movie, in this movie. But you know what? That's okay. Not everything can be this movie, because this movie's incredible. Now, talking about the positives of this movie. The action was so good. Destin Daniel Cretton did a great job with this movie. I am very glad that they got him, because you could definitely see some inspiration from Shang-Chi. And the creative stuff they do with Spider-Man's webs was so cool. They have, like, little web grenades. There's, like, you see all that shot in the trailer where he's fighting the Hand, where he just, like, unleashes all the webs coming from, like this. You know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like he's using his ultimate in Marvel Rivals, I can't lie. The acting in this movie, amazing. This is some incredible acting by everyone, pretty much. Definitely want to highlight Tom Holland, Zendaya, obviously. Jon Bernthal as the Punisher. He was amazing in this movie. Honestly, he was one of my favorite parts of this movie. I know why they didn't do this earlier, because it would be very random. But I'm glad they're doing it now, and I hope this isn't the last that we see of these two. And they also gotta, include another Punisher-related character in a Spider-Man movie. Please, Daredevil, show up in a Spider-Man movie, god dang it! So yeah, all the characters in this movie are great. Another thing, I talked about the CGI earlier. I did really like how colorful this movie is. It's one of the most colorful MCU movies. Probably top 2, I'm not gonna lie, because, the MCU is pretty gray, if we're being honest with ourselves, like that, and Fantastic Four First Steps. Both of those movies, very colorful movies. I'm glad this is the new direction of, color that that the MCU is taking, kind of. So yeah, I love how much color is in this movie. Another thing that I really like, the comic book cover recreations. Some of them were really cool, and there was one at the end I was not expecting to see in this movie, but I'm very glad it showed up. Another thing, the amount of Spider-Man-ness in this movie. Like, right now, I'm reading Spider-Man the Other. Love this book. It's very fun. Very fun read. Definitely check it out. It's they take some inspiration from this book and put it in a Brand New Day. There is a lot of more Spider-Man than there is Peter Parker in this movie, which also remains true for this movie. There is so much Peter Parker that he's kind of slowly giving up on Peter Parker. This is kind of like a more lighthearted version of the Batman. I don't want to compare it to the Batman too much, because the Batman is definitely better than this movie. The Batman is a lot more dark than this movie, obviously. But yeah, this is definitely Spider-Man's version of the Batman, where it's mostly Spider-Man, much less Peter Parker. How the Batman was more Batman, much less Bruce Wayne. And hey, just saying, I got the full Spider-Man experience. I went in there broke, single, and depressed. Wahoo! I'm not actually depressed, but hey, I went in broke and single. That was cool. So yeah, and another thing about this movie, talking about being single, Peter and MJ. This is probably the best Spider-Man romance since I want to say TASM 2. I do not like TASM 2 at all, but hey, they wrote the romance in there very well. Oh wait, I forgot the Spider-Verse movie existed. God dang it! Wow, come on, Spider-Verse, stop being so peak. Yeah, that romance is probably the best Spider-Man romance we've ever gotten. Across the Spider-Verse, like the best pieces of Spider-Man content we've ever gotten, if we're being honest with ourselves. This is definitely some of the best romance that we've gotten in a long time. Like, there's that, there's Spider-Verse, TASM 2, and this is, the romance that they have between Peter and MJ is really good, and honestly could set Spider-Man up with another love partner, because there was one cameo in this movie that made me lose my mind, and I kind of looked like a psychopath because no one else in my theater knew who this character was, which if you know, like, a lot of Spider-Man lore, you'll know who I'm talking about, but oh my gosh, I lost it. No, it's not Gwen, if that's what you're thinking. It's not anything like that, but it requires some deep lore, it's not like Felicia Hardy or anyone like that. But hey, it's got me excited for the future, because, this movie does a lot of setting up for, Phase 7 and beyond, as well as, the post-credit scene was a bit odd, to say the least, because it I don't know what it's setting up exactly, because I don't know if it's setting up Doomsday or Secret Wars. I'm not really sure, to be honest, because it could be setting up both. You will have to see the post-credit scene for yourselves and tell me what you think, but also put a spoiler warning in the comments, because I do not want to be responsible for any sort of spoilers. So yeah, with that, I am going ahead and giving this movie a 6.5 out of 7. Or if you are a normal person, I'm going to give it around a 9 out of 10. This is probably in my top 5 of the year, right behind Backrooms, Obsession, Project Hail Mary, and The Odyssey. Yeah, this is definitely in my top 5 of the year so far. That may change when stuff like Clayface comes out, like Resident Evil. I don't know if I'll see Dune Part 3, because I'm still like halfway through the first Dune movie, but we shall see. But another thing about this movie, I kind of raw dogged this movie because I got my wisdom teeth pulled yesterday. That was fun. So yeah, I couldn't eat anything. No popcorn, no snack. I did have a drink, but I had to wait for the ice to melt because I hate ice. I had to sip it from the regular cup, no straw, because I would probably suck out the blood clots or whatever. I don't know how wisdom teeth pulling really works. So yeah, like, subscribe, or don't. Let me know what you thought of the movie if you saw it already. If you didn't, that's okay. I'll catch you next one. Take care.